Infantry weapon postcards number 41. Egyptian Maadi MISR rifles of the Balkan conflicts. Today is the first in a series about the AKs of the Balkan conflicts. Naturally, homegrown Yugoslavian and Albanian will be featured, but foreign rifles as well. Luckily, this is relatively easy as AKs and other surplus rifles have flooded the commercial market over the last 30 years, as countries like Croatia and Slovenia have almost total purges of their arsenals. During the Bosnian War, both countries were busy buying a hodgepodge of AKs and other weapons from everyone and anyone that would sell to them. Here are three of the representative Egyptian examples to come out of the Balkans. I've heard conflicting stories over the years if the actual source was Croatia itself or Bosnia via a Croatian dealer. All of these were sold to me as deactivated collector pieces by Trans Arms in Germany. 20 years ago, they flooded the market with surplus Balkan weapons for very reasonable prices. First is a 1988 dated fixed stock rifle. This rifle has domestic Arabic markings. The TRA stamp is Trans Arms, the company that deactivated the rifle. The numbering on the trunnion is using East Arabic numbers. The writing on the rear sight base, as best as I can tell, is the caliber 7.62 by 39, as well as made in Egypt. Selector markings are in Arabic as well. I can't get a good translation of the middle full auto position, but the bottom semi-automatic position translates to individual. If you do understand what the literal or actual translation of the middle selector mark is, please let me know down in the comments. East Arabic numbers were also used on the rear sight leaf. The Egyptians first started producing AKs in the early 70s with assistance from the Soviet Union, the early rifles being remarked Soviet AKs. Since then, there's been assistance from Poland, Romania, and possibly Hungary. A near perfect clone of a mid production Soviet rifle, the Soviet influence is clear. The trademark Egyptian pistol grip's color will change from brown to black and somewhere in between. Notice the reverse checkering. Second, we have a side folding rifle. This one has a serial number with East Arabic numbers, but the rest of the rifle is with English export markings. 1991 date and the Factory 54 logo. The selector markings are SAR for safe, automatic, and repetition. Repetition is classic British English weapons vernacular for semi-automatic. Notice the side folding stock, copied from East Germany, but with a standard sling loop. Sometimes called the crutch stock by collectors, but you already knew that because you watched my last video on the East German MPI KM series. Finally, we have a sterile export piece. While this piece has standard AKM handguards, there are also versions with Romanian-style forward pistol grips. The markings, even the rear sight leaf, mimic markings on Romanian AK rifles of the era. The Romanians did help with Egyptian AK production at one point, so I'm not sure if this was just the Egyptians copying the Romanians or if it was a deliberate attempt to hide their origin. As the Egyptian rifles were being surplused at the exact same time that the US government was busy acquiring AKs to rearm the new Iraqi and Afghan armies, these rifles can now be found there as well. All right, boys, till next time, thanks for watching. Sorry there was no mom jokes this week. It was just too tight. Unlike your mom.